I decided to do a Q&A for you to get to know me better and for me to talk about something on the internet. So here goes. This, I don't remember the website that I took this from, but these are questions from a website, and some of them I won't be able to answer because they just don't apply. But yeah, there's 70 questions, and I've kind of looked through them, but not much. This is Sunday morning. Have my morning tea because I'm still off caffeine for the most part. This is hot. And yeah, let's go. What's the best question you've ever been asked? I don't have a best question, but I will say the first thing that popped into my mind about the best comment that I've ever received, or the best feeling, I guess, that someone gave me. The first thing that popped into my mind is when I was having a work party with some clients, and some guy, like some client of mine, said something about how I was effervescent or something. And I don't know, it kind of stuck with me. I was like, yeah, and I want to be more of that. It kind of reminds me of this time at university when, after giving a very animated presentation, the only comment that my teacher had for me was, Julie, you'll be fine. And it stuck with me. I'm like, yeah, I see what you mean. And this is kind of the result of that. Who's the most influential person in my life? Most influential. Ooh, I don't know. That's such a, because it's like, in what way? I guess right now well, no, but the question is who's the most influential. So I will say my wife. Where would you be if you hadn't followed your dream? Well, I haven't followed my dream. And so maybe the question is, where will I be when I follow my dream? And this is my dream. So I hope it ends in Champagne, France. Well, I don't know if it ends, but I hope it at least passes through Champagne, France. What's the best decision you've ever made in your life? Ooh, starting this YouTube channel and finally putting myself out there. And then maybe if you kind of go back from there, starting therapy. It's yours, but like, what's your deepest regret and how can you forgive yourself or make amends? I don't really have regrets. Yeah, I don't really have regrets. I live my life pretty consciously now, so I don't really have regrets. Like, it's easy, to want to go back and be like, oh, I wish I had done that. I wish I had started that. I wish I had done that earlier. But, it's gone. So that doesn't apply. What interests you, the person, whatever. If I could change one thing about the world, what would it be? Oof. Nothing is the real answer. But because, the world is perfect the way it is. There's balance in everything. So yeah, so that's the real answer. I believe, like, you can't have yin and yang. You can't have light without dark. You can't have... It's all balanced, the good is balanced by the bad, and etc., etc. So no, nothing. If I could bestow a superpower on my child or loved one, what would it be? A superpower. I'll take it for my child, who's my dog. I would say for her to have the ability to speak. I think every parent wishes that. What's my biggest pet peeve? Chewing loudly? Yeah, that's probably it. What's a red flag about me? Ooh. What's a red flag about me? And the first thing that comes to my mind is that I'm like moving away from being anxiously attached. But I think that's like, how funny. I'm moving away from being anxiously attached to being securely attached. But I think being anxiously attached is probably the biggest red flag about me, because it makes me, like, I was going to say really intense, but that's also my personality to be really intense. But together with my personality, I become really intense. And being Russian, I become super intense. And what's a green flag about me? Ooh, probably kind of the other side of the coin is that I forgive very quickly. Like, I don't really, I don't really hold grudges. Like, it takes me so much energy, like, if I want to hold a grudge, so I don't really, So yeah, I move on from things fairly quickly. I come up in flames very quickly. I come down from it very quickly. So yeah. What helps me, what color are you in mood or feeling? Ooh, probably, I was going to say pink, but no, but probably orange. Orange or pink, but like a nice pink. I don't have an example of a nice pink around me. Like a fuchsia pink, like a magenta pink, or like a nice orange, like a Hermes orange. See? Hot colors. What helps me breathe easy? I don't exactly understand this question. Meditation? What do I have faith in right now? Myself. I have faith in myself. What's changing in my life for the better? Having faith in myself, having self-trust, developing just a sense of general ease. The reason, if you're struggling in your life, one of the things is that probably you don't have a lot of self-trust. And because you don't have self-trust, you need to try to control everything else. And so when you actually develop self-trust, all the outside stuff doesn't matter anymore, because you're like, I got this. It doesn't matter what happens. Who's the most joyful person I've ever met? Joyful? I don't know. Like, the first thing that came to my mind is like a kid, but like that's any kid, I think. So many kids are just joyful, Or like a really joyful, I met a really joyful boxer. So maybe a dog or a kid. What's been the best moment of my life so far? Oh, I don't. It's hard, because in adult life, I have found, but maybe that's not true anymore, or I don't know, or maybe it was never true, is that a lot of things are tainted, it's, maybe that's something for me to cultivate, to kind of joyful abandon. But yeah, I don't really have a single moment that I would qualify as being, well, maybe kind of the only is because there is a picture of me and I love that picture. It kind of that's the moment. Okay, yeah. No, that's a good moment actually. I don't know if it's the best moment, but I was invited. I used to work as a travel agent, but I got invited to Disneyland Paris for the opening of I don't remember something, and we got to romp around the park after it was closed with not the whole park. I think it was I don't remember, but it wasn't the whole park. And we got to romp around. They had made a whole evening of just you had a little booth and you had a DJ. And I just remember you could drink and go on attractions, which I do not recommend. But if you don't drink too much, it's fine. It just makes it a little bit more edgy, And it was Universal Studios, I think, that was left open. And it was so nice. It was so odd because obviously there was no one there. But I just remember it being so joyful, just like a joyful, oh, just like a joyful moment. And I spent that time with my friend Jonathan. And it was such a, oh, it makes me like emotional, but because it was like such an abandoning experience, right? Like you're like going through, like you're in Disney, you're having like a nice time, you're spending it with like someone you like. Oh, and it was just my friend, but like you're having a nice moment, you're sharing that moment with someone. And then I remember there was a DJ, quite a famous DJ, but I don't really dance, I don't go to clubs, but I just remember the music was so supreme. I danced probably for like an hour. There was no one. Like I'm telling you, like 10 people were like in this huge like area, 10 people were there like dancing. But it was the most, and he was like far, you know, but it was the most amazing thing to be just like experiencing joy in that way and just like abandoned and like, and he was putting out banger after banger after banger after banger. And I just remember being like, wow, this is such a cool, just such a cool moment, you know? So yeah, that's the thing that comes to my mind. It made me so happy to think about that, to be like, oh, they do exist, you know, these moments. And that probably was like that, like kind of like abandoned joy, because it was like completely out of, there was nothing like holding me back, you know, there was no like nothing. It was just like a pure moment of happiness. Oh, it makes me so emotional to think about that. But yeah, that's a really good moment. Do I believe in second chances? Yeah, but and in 15 chances, because the point is like sometimes we put our hopes and expectation in the other person, but you have to go into situations with your eyes open and not expect, you know, people to change. Like believe actions, don't believe words, believe actions. So yeah, 100%, like 15 chances doesn't, but like because sometimes it's like, do I believe it? Like you're putting the emphasis on the other person. How does that make you feel? Do you like this person? Do you like, you know, these things about this person? How does the person make you feel? Just like stop focusing on the other people, you know, and focus on yourself. What's something the person across from, well, see, that doesn't apply. If you could teleport to any location, where would it be? Teleport. Oh, probably like Corsica right now. Are you honest? Yeah. I mean, we all lie. I think human beings lie. That's normal. But I really strive to be honest and raw with myself. That's the most important part. Like, that you don't say everything to everybody in everybody's face, that's normal because we can't. But, you know, that you're honest with yourself, that's 100%. Are you going through anything? Okay. What do you trust most in life? Oh, no, sorry. Who do you trust most in life? Myself. Myself. What's the most important characteristic you look for in a partner? Ooh. Someone who's honest? Yeah. What's the most important to you right now? Investing in myself and trusting myself and expressing myself. What question can't you seem to find the answer to? I think if there's a question that there's no answer to, I'm not talking about like scientific questions, but like I'm talking about like some interpersonal like dilemmas, you know? I think if there's no question, no answer, is either because you're doubting yourself and you're not actually listening to what your reply is because it's inconvenient to you in some way, or there's no question, like there's no problem, so there can't be an answer. What's the biggest what if in my mind? Pass. Who's the one who got away? Pass. What's the first thing that comes to mind when you think of success? Peace. Peace. That's the most success you can have. Have peace. Past or present, is there someone you wish to make amends with? If so, who and why? Oh, maybe, actually. That's interesting. I won't say her name, but I have a friend who, yeah, we stopped talking. Partially through my fault or through like an event that was kind of, that I could have done a bit better. I don't exactly regret it, but I do wonder if we could, if I could go and apologize and if maybe we could, talk again, because she was a very important person to me. So, but we'll see. What's the question you want to ask most, to whom and why? I don't really hold back on questions from people. Yeah, I don't really hold back from questions from people, but maybe pass. Who is someone you wish was still around? The first thing that came to my mind was my grandma, but do I wish she was still around? It's a bit dark, but no. How have you shown up for yourself lately? Oh, by in what ways haven't I shown up for yourself? But in doing this. In doing this, in doing videos. I'm still thinking about that question. Maybe there needs to be a bit of context about my grandma. Or maybe there isn't. Yeah, but I'm still thinking about it. Have you shown up for yourself? But yeah, I have shown up for myself very much by doing this, by taking care of my health, taking care of my body, doing this, trying to, make myself happy. That's really good. I like it. What's my worst tendency? Oh, to overthink. By a million miles. Overthink, and kind of obsess over things. What's my best quality? I don't know. What's my best quality? I'm thinking of what my friends would say. Maybe how spontaneous I am. So always great, but I'm pretty quick. How quick and witted and how spirited I am, I think. And what's my superpower? My vulnerability. Oh, I love it. Okay, so that doesn't apply. If you could receive closure from one person, who would it be? I do have an ex in mind, but do I really want closure from him? No. Are you resisting change? And if so, why? Am I resisting change? Yeah, I think so. I am. Because it's painful. Is that why we all resist change? Sometimes it's painful, but I'm trying to work on that so it's not painful, because I don't want to resist. The harder you resist, the more friction you create in your life, and I don't want that friction. So, in your own words, what does love mean? Acceptance? If there was one word, it would be acceptance. Not that they ask, but yeah, acceptance. Softness, togetherness. In my own words, what does self-worth mean? Acceptance. Acceptance, yeah, that's like acceptance of myself, of all my states, all of my, anxieties, everything. Like just accepting myself, radical acceptance for myself and to myself, and just being like, we can do it, like like a certain hope and belief, that you will be able to prevail, and you have so far prevailed over everything. So why would it be different? Have you made space in your life for what you want? Ooh. Ooh. Yes. Yes. What's a moment you will cherish forever? Oh, there's probably a lot. Like a moment, specific moment. It's too hard. I'm 36. Like a moment, a specific moment. I don't know. I don't know. Every day. Do you have feelings for anyone that others don't know about? No. No. If you could tell your childhood crush one thing, what would it be? My childhood crush? I don't think I had a childhood crush. Ooh. No. The first thing that like came to mind. Do you remember Lex Luthor from Smallville? Love a bald guy. But would I say something to him? No. No. How do you handle anger? Not well. No, I think it's like an emotion that I really need to work on expressing, or accepting. I don't know. I feel like I'm pretty accepting of my anger, but I don't know. How do you handle anger? I just let it, like, I let myself be angry. I don't know that I express it, but I guess that is it, like expressing it, because what am I supposed to do with it? But like, just let it happen. What's special about this moment? Oh, there's so many things that are special about this moment. I'm sitting in my cozy house. I can hear, like, I'm sitting in front of the window. I can see the outside, but I can hear also the birds singing. It's a beautiful, gorgeous day. I'm in my office, so I see also like the flowers that I have on my desk, and I'm sitting in a comfy chair with my cup of tea and my cashmere blanket, and there's so many things that are special. I'm having like this moment, that like this inspiration to film this video. Like it's a beautiful moment. There's so many things. I mean, I could go on. A beautiful lamp on my ceiling. So many things. What's been the miracle in the mundane for you lately? Oh, just like petting my dog in the morning, like in bed, when she's all like ruffled. Oh, yo. I love it. Where have you felt most rejected? It's a bit of my family is the, yeah, my family. I'll just leave it at that. Where have you felt the most accepted? Acceptance is that. Where have I felt inside of myself? Once I was able to do it to myself, inside of myself. Yeah. And ironically, or not so ironically, when you accept yourself, you have less desire, wish, need for you to be accepted by other people. What have you learned about yourself in the past year? Ooh, that's a good question. How bright, brave, resourceful I am. Just how capable I am. Yeah, that's a good word to how capable I am. What about yourself do you have trouble acknowledging? Yeah, maybe how seen I want to be. And I think that's part of the work that I'm doing here is like exposure therapy, you know, to, yeah, how visible I want to be and accepting that about myself. But I don't, okay, so I don't know if I have trouble acknowledging it. I had, now much less. Maybe how ambitious I am. Ooh, that's a good one. Maybe how ambitious I am. Because I think I used to feel ambitious, but didn't have kind of the blueprint or the understanding or the internal structure to support that ambition. So it's just like an ambition without direction, and that's really hard. That's really self-destructive. What has been my most valuable life lesson? That nothing matters. That, you know, in the words of Peter Kern, what we want is all freedom. And so that's what I want. That's what everybody wants. And giving myself that, finding ways to give myself that, no matter the outside circumstance, no matter what's happening, no matter what people are saying, freeing myself from other people's judgment or kind of the projected judgment I had on other people. Oh, delicious. How do you reconnect with yourself after loss? I don't think I had loss to reconnect. Oh, well. Just remembering that the things like your love, your care, your kindness, they don't live in other people. They're the things that allow you to maybe practice them, but they don't live in others. Everything that you see in somebody else that you admire, that you like, or that you love is everything that is already inside of you. We cannot see in other people what we don't have inside ourselves. So how do I reconnect with myself? Like understanding that it's not, my love is not within them. My love is within myself. What do you need most right now? Right now. I mean, nothing. Oh, I love it. Nothing. This moment is already perfect. Oh. What are you looking forward to? Living in Champagne? Who always has your best interest in mind? Ooh, probably my friend. I don't know if I want to say her name, but probably my friend. If you could give someone a star on the Walk of Fame in your life, who would it be? My friend that I just talked about. If you see yourself, you know who I'm talking about. Hello. She lives in Spain. If you ever have doubts about who I'm talking about. What scares you the most? Probably now, just not being myself. Like not doing stuff. That's probably what scares me the most. And what's the most sacred thing about me? Sacred? Yeah, no, I'm understanding the question. What's the most sacred thing about me? Ooh, my peace? What life lesson have you learned the hard way? Peace. That, wow. Okay, yeah. To build my own life. To build my own life, to invest in myself. What makes you stand out in a crowd? My joy, like my, quite like a fiery person. So I think my joy or my emotionality, maybe not my joy specifically, but my emotionality, I'm quite an emotional person, so I don't think I always connect to my joy, but like in general, how emotional I am. What's something that okay, so that doesn't work. What's been your biggest challenge in life and how did you overcome it? Probably dealing with my past. Like I had quite a traumatic childhood, and so that was really hard. And how did I deal with it? By doing therapy, by doing psychodynamic therapy. Life changed. What shocks you about yourself? Probably now what shocks me is just how I'm discovering myself to be so not, I wouldn't say self-sufficient, but like being like, oh wow, yeah, I'm okay no matter what happens. Because I used to care so much about what people thought. And now I'm like, oh yeah, it really doesn't matter. So discovering that within myself and detaching myself from this as a marker for progress has been incredible. Is there a dream you're hiding from others? Ooh, yes. Well, I won't be hiding it any longer because maybe I need to cough up. How am I gonna? I want to be a speaker. I think my story, like everything I went through and like the turnaround of my life, it's amazing. I want to help other people do that, you know. Oh, I think it's the first time I've said this aloud. But yeah, I think I want to be a speaker, you know. I'll leave it at that. I'll stop. If you could adopt another perspective about life, what would it be? I don't want to adopt another perspective, but maybe more of the one I already have, which is, you know, like just complete freedom to do whatever I want. I won't give disclaimers. If you could ask God, life, the angels, or powers that be any question and receive a direct answer, what would it be? I know. I don't think I would ask anything. No. What's one thought-provoking question you would ask? Ask it. Oh, like, I mean, now? Oh, I can't think of it. I mean, no. I think I'm done also with the thought-provoking. I mean, even though that's pretty, I think, deep, but like, yeah, just, I don't know, just be happy. I've become much simpler, I think, in my life. I'm like, yeah, you know, everything depends. What wish came true when you met the person? Okay, so that doesn't work because it all belongs, like, okay, so that's it. 70 questions minus the ones that I passed on or the ones that I just couldn't answer because they didn't apply. Amazing. Yeah, that was a fun video. It was actually quite interesting to visit some of the memories or to see some of the processes happening in my head. I hope you learned a little bit about me, and I hope that was fun. See ya.